It's time once again to play the game. Only this time, the board is bigger and the stakes are higher. Paul Triple H Levesque is now not only the EVP of Talent Relations, but the head of WWE Creative. That means Daddy Trips controls who comes in, who goes out, and what happens to them in between. Let's cast a keen eye over the King of Kings' new kingdom and look at how the new ruler may fortify the Federation's future. We will examine some major machinations that may manifest in the weeks, months, and years to come under Triple H's watch. But we'll also drill down to the minute. And this could very well be the time that the now infamous banned word list becomes the binned word list. You see, Vince McMahon and company were vocally volatile to various vocab like belt, hospital, non-title match, and wrestling. Vinnie Mac endeavoured to make the second W in his company a silent one, hence why WWE is actually an orphaned initialism now, like KFC, IBM, DVD, and NE. There was talk for a while that WrestleMania could simply be rebranded as Mania. Remember that? And I'll never forget the bile that built up in the back of my throat when heel Michael Cole, after his first match, proudly exclaimed on commentary, "I'm an entertainer now." Perceived dirty words that were removed to embolden dialogue actually served to only remove those who slalom dodged around them from reality. It made so many WWE back and forths feel less like wars of words between raging warriors and more like badly written radio commercials. And Triple H found ways throughout his career to nudge, wink, and break the fourth wall with these literary limitations. And that is now a wall that he can bring crashing down with a metaphorical sledgehammer, should he choose to do so. In fact, it's not just certain words, but all words could be available in the Triple H remix of WWE. Paul comes from an era of self-guided promos, bullet points and gut instinct being the teleprompter, metaphorically, whilst not everybody would immediately flourish in an environment where they were encouraged to just feel it out there after years and years of sticking to rigid scripts to allow wrestlers a chance to find their own voice rather than sending a forgetful, easily distracted writer to the shops to get them one. That's something that is very likely to happen and could see new stars born in the most unusual yet organic of ways. It's something that I believe Triple H could fully get behind. Now, of course, Tripper cannot train and tackle teams of talent on his Todd. He will have Bruce Pritchard nearby to help facilitate these next steps, as well as an apology of WWE writers. No doubt he'll do it as he did when he took over DX in 1998 and turn to his buddies, turn to the click, with Shawn Michaels almost immediately landing by his side to steer the ship. Don't be shocked if he picks up the phone to other ride or dies like Road Dogg. May even send a text to Kevin Nash, but like properly this time. One can see where Triple H was heading with the wrestling roadmap that he laid out on the floor of the Capitol Wrestling Center. The black and gold years of NXT gave us some phenomenal in-ring work and some compelling storytelling along the way. He was the guiding force in the Tommaso Ciampa-Johnny Gargano rivalry, the one that just lit up NXT for the ages, as well as Bayley and Sasha Banks' series of barn burners that paved the way for a paradigm shift in women's wrestling, not just in NXT, but on the main roster as well. Adam Cole, Aleister Black, Keith Lee, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Asuka, and many, many more all shone brightly with Triple H overseeing the lighting. Whilst it wasn't all on the money, nothing ever is, there was enough that was landing with fans on Triple H's NXT that those double-header WWE weekenders, you'd see a 5-match takeover routinely be the critics' choice over an 8 to 10 match WWE pay-per-view. Now, that energy is guiding the entire company. A renewed focus on storytelling and the art of wrestling is very much something that Hunter is hunting now he's head honcho. There's already excitement amongst the wrestlers for this energy as well. With Triple H getting keys to the city, we're already seeing some Johnny Gargano hints. Somebody who, like many, will have sudden newfound faith in the E-Machine's progression program. Who knows? Triple H at the creative helm and Stephanie McMahon overseeing the whole company has also stirred suggestions that this might bring Boss and Glow back to the show, since two of those that Sasha Banks and Naomi had grievance with, John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon, are now out of the picture. We might need to send someone round to get those tag titles from Johnny Ace's fridge, though. Bagsy, not me. Paul Heyman has entered the chat as well recently. People in the wrestling circle saying that he is one to watch when it comes to credible creative comeback hits. Heyman has a relationship with Stephanie McMahon that is really strong at the moment, and you have to believe that Triple H wants a passionate wrestling war room to build WWE's future in. Plus, the two Pauls, with wrestling pumping through their pulmonaries, would potentially produce a potent pro wrestling product. There is another aspect that we will start seeing more of as Trips terraforms Titan Towers. That being the disconnect between NXT and the main roster, which is what led to the rebranding, the retooling, and the rebooting of NXT 2.0. Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard had their visions on what makes a sports entertainment megastar, and they didn't level out with those of Levesque. NXT talent have, over the years, moved up to Raw and SmackDown not via a catapult, via a weird sort of muddy embankment that they had to roll down. They inevitably would turn up for duty in the top tier and be told they weren't fit for purpose. We saw first names taken and helmets put on the weekly. Triple H forced to watch as Vince McMahon and his McMahon took apart the Rolls Royce he handed them and got annoyed when it didn't cook toast fast enough. This, along with a major health issue, took Triple H out of the game, quite literally, and left Vince and Bruce to figure out this whole sorry mess. However, plans change, and we now have a dream scenario. Whilst I'm not ever ruling out wholesale the changing of names, changing of stuff, expect a performer on NXT to keep their momentum and their flipping first name more often than not when Mondays and Fridays become office hours. Triple H's passion for NXT goes beyond Orlando, Florida. A warehouse near Hackney in London is a metaphorical storage unit for Hunter's black and gold vision. You see, NXT UK has continued to create weekly wrestling shows overseen by Triple H's bestest ever buddy Shawn Michaels. And it was part of a much grander grassroots plan for WWE back in the day. We heard talk back in 2018 and 2019 of the NXT brand utilising global localization, which is a fancy set of words for more of them everywhere. Levesque lit up during a press conference discussing the idea of making NXT a sort of modern-day territory system with rumours and innuendos about NXT Canada, NXT India, and NXT Japan. Feeder groups pumping out weekly TV, the best and brightest from each moving to finding Floridian futures as part of NXT from off of America. And from there, the world's your oyster, as long as you're cool with working Mondays or Fridays. A 2022 territory taken care of by Terror Rising is tantalising. Whilst Paul Levesque has prided himself on being a performer of the past, he has forever had his eyes set on the future, even during those now infamous Reign of Terror days, believe it or not. I mean, Evolution was born as a way to create new young stars and keep himself relevant, but new young stars like Randy Orton and Batista. Triple H's vision for WWE's creative future is yet to properly be put on show, but we can draw some conclusions, as we have done here, from the well-trodden path that got us to this point. A stronger emphasis on wrestling and wrestling characters is part of the plan, as is the word wrestling, plus a deeper ambition to triangulate a treadmill of talent for times to come. The overall reaction to the appointment of Paul Levesque in two of WWE's key roles should tell you everything. Wrestlers, fans, shareholders, and TV networks alike are all checking their watches this week, as it's very much time, once again, to play the game. What else do you think we could see in a WWE universe guided by Triple H? Let me know in the comments below. Stay safe and love you, bye.